Hi everybody, this is Agnes from Sediment, and today we're going to talk about how you can make your wine tasting challenging and more interesting at the same time. Wine is such a unique beverage. It can bring you joy when casually sipped at the dinner together with family or friends, but it can also be tasted and compared with other wines, as usually sommeliers and wine professionals do. In this video, I will discuss 3 most popular wine tastings that can actually bring you more appreciation and understanding of the wine. Blind tasting is one of the greatest ways how to appreciate wine. When sommeliers and wine enthusiasts come together, often instead of just enjoying the wine, they will challenge each other in the blind tasting. Even between wine professionals, there are sometimes errors made, thus creating more interesting and even very passionate conversations. Blind tasting does not mean that you're drinking wine from black glasses or tasting it blindfolded. It actually means that you have wine poured in your glass that you know nothing about. Not the vintage, not the variety, not the region or country of origin. Blind tastings can sometimes be organized by theme, and in those cases, some information about the wine may be revealed. For example, I am part of the blind tasting group called 10+, and the only rule we have is that we have to bring a wine that is at least 10 years old, and then we taste. Even the best wine professionals make mistakes, as these days wines are made in so different styles all around the globe. So choose your tasting buddies with whom you feel comfortable. And if you do make a wrong call, no one is going to judge you too harshly. But teasing and laughing is always part of the fun. Small tip for you. If you want to have a real blind tasting, make sure to pour the wine in the decanter before serving, or putting the bottles in the shapeless paper bags or cloth bags, so you and your guests don't see the shape of the bottle. Some bottle shapes are closely associated with specific wine regions, such as this box bottle from Franken in Germany, or those tall, sleek bottles of Alsace in France. This way, instead of the wine telling where it's from and what it is made of, the shape of the bottle tells it ahead. In vertical wine tasting, one specific wine from different vintages is tasted. For example, this beautiful lineup from Franz Hirzberger in Wachau, Austria. It is a Riesling from single vineyard Zingerriedel Smaragd level. If the winemaking stays more or less the same every year, tasting different vintages of the same wine will show you variation in both style and quality, and that is impacted only by the weather that year. Temperature, rainfall, sunny hours, and frost will all leave a mark on the wine. On the other hand, in horizontal wine tasting, different wines from the same vintage will be tasted. Usually these are not random wines from the same vintage, but rather they will have one unifying theme. For example, tasting the same vintage champagnes from different houses will highlight the differences between the winemaking, especially if you're tasting wines that are sourced from the same grape variety. Or you could choose, as I did here with Domaine Wachau wines. These are all from the single vintage, that is 2013, Rieslings, but they are sourced from different single vineyards. This way you can note the differences between the sites when you taste the wines. These tastings are so interesting because with enough experience you might notice that you constantly prefer one site over another. Or maybe even that you notice that in cooler vintages you like one single vineyard better, while in hotter vintages you prefer the another one. These 3 are the most popular wine tastings that wine enthusiasts and sommeliers engage in, but there can be so many other ways to taste and enjoy wine. You can compare wines from New World versus the ones from Europe, or you can contrast 2 wine regions that make wines from the same grape variety, for example Rioja versus Ribera del Duero. Or taste only wines from one region but from different grape varieties. For example, Riesling, Gewürztraminer, Sylvaner, and Pinot Gris from Alsace. You can even taste different wines with the same food and see how that goes. The world is your oyster. If you want to know how to prepare for any kind of wine tasting, make sure to watch my other video on how to truly appreciate wine.